Hey everyone, this is the Captain, Big Chip Tactical. I just wanted to talk to you about my Remington 597s real quick. I have two of them. I really just, one of them was a gift. I really just wanted to have a cheap planker. I didn't have a lot of money to spend, so this is what I got. I have one model here. It has iron sights built in from the factory. Um, this one's an older model than the other one. This is the one that was a gift. Also, the extractor was broken, so I have a Volquartsen extractor on here. And here's the other model I have. It's slightly newer. As you can see, it's got a factory scope. It's got a Remington logo on it. I think it's a Shimano scope. I'm not totally sure here. Yeah, I can't tell, but it's click adjustable. As you can see, they didn't actually even give this improvement. So there's no front or rear sight on this. Be firing Winchester 36 grain, 1280 feet per second. Cheapo bulk ammo, not very reliable. And I have some 22 round Pro Match here. So the reason I wanted to make this video is because I've been having some reliability problems with my Remingtons, and so I noticed that the bolt was really rough, and so I figured I would try to clean up some of the machining work on there. It seemed like the bolt was just a casting, so there's actually a lot of texture on there, and I think that was contributing to some reliability issues I was having. So a little bit later in the video, I'm going to show you how I tried to address that. I'm sure you're sitting there thinking to yourself, fuck, I thought I clicked on Brandon Herrera's channel. Well, sorry to disappoint you. Love you guys. Well, not so great so far. Still needs some work, it looks like. It occurred to me that it was probably kind of hard to tell what was happening there, but there were a variety of malfunctions actually happening. Some due to the cheapo magazines I got, some due to the Winchester bulk ammo that I was shooting. Probably have a little bit better results with CCI or better, ammo provider. So I'm going to show up close on the action so you can kind of see what kind of malfunctionings are happening there. Got a couple 25 round mags here. Strictly function testing here. Not really aiming at anything, just kind of dumping into the trash. Make sure my angle's good here. Yeah, it was starting to get mushy there by the third shot. That is a magazine malfunction. Try her again. Yeah, it's starting to feel a little mushy coming out of that mag. Leading up to that shot, you could feel the action just kind of mushing up as it was cycling. So, not sure if that's because of the feeding or what. Let's see here. Definitely doesn't like to go fast. I say save up the extra $100 and buy a Ruger 1022, but I'm gonna work on this thing. I haven't given up yet. I'd probably run a lot better with the factory 10 rounders too. Wow, yeah, it's not wanting to cycle forward now. And that was bad ammo. Or a light strike. Got one more here. Another magazine malfunction. That just goes to show you, you know, don't break the bank, but you don't have to buy the cheapest crap all the time either. That sounded bad. Yeah. Oof, that thing is all mashed up by the bolt. Like literally the bolt closed on it. Well, I wasn't counting there, but I had more malfunctions than I'd really like to have with any firearm, so I think I'm going to go back to the drawing board a little bit. So now we're going to try to run a couple mags through this one and see if this one performs a little bit better than that. I did the same treatment on the bolt of this and the hammer, so we'll see if this thing works any better than the other one. First malfunction, that was ammo. Had a good strike on the primer, but it didn't go off. Kind of happens a lot with this cheap bulk ammo. Well, seems like that one has a lot better reliability improvement than the other one. I should point out this is the rifle that was given to me. That one I purchased brand new, so I would imagine that this has a much higher round count than the other rifle. So there may be some other issues like spring durability coming into play here, possibly even just wear and tear. When I have this thing apart, it actually doesn't look like it's too worn out, so I think I'm going to work on it a little bit more and see if I can get this thing running right. I just wanted to get a quick shot here, show you the shim I bought and the spring. I didn't measure it. Shim's a little bit longer than what the actual set screw in that holds the operating rod. So I'd say it's about a 1/4 inch. Looks like about 250 thousandths long. So that's all it took. And that thing rocks now. So here's the bolt. As you can see, it's got a very rough texture to it. So I went ahead and took some 150 grit sandpaper and I polished that down. This right here is where it's going to engage the hammer as it's cycling. So I figured if it had a smoother action on that, that it couldn't hurt reliability. I also, I didn't do a very good job, but I smoothed this out some too. Kind of hard to tell. But yeah, it's just a very rough surface, and I figured this trying to travel back and forth across that hammer could only be bad. Also, let me grab the trigger group here. It's just a plastic thing. It holds in with the pin here. CLP all over this. I apologize. So I also polished the edges of that hammer so they're not so square. I don't know if you can see, I just kind of rounded them off there, just so it's a little less friction on that bolt when it's resetting this trigger. Honestly, I think that this is a little bit overkill, the height that this comes up to reset, and that actually, it's such a strong spring for this that once this thing starts to get dirty at all, it just jams up like crazy. I feel like I nipped a lot of that in the bud. The other problem I was having is these springs in here. As you can see, they actually go into the bolt. The original way that they were in here, they actually go in here like this far, and they get all bound up in there, and then they end up rubbing against the receiver. I don't know if you can see in there, but now you can see just barely. Let me see. I got a shim in there. See it? So now only this much of the spring has to go in there. So that's not getting bunched up in there and pushing against the receiver. So I think that was causing a lot of my failures. So for this test, I have the short shims installed. We're going to see if that improved the reliability. The only reason I got the short shims instead of the right spring is because the hardware store didn't have them. I'll probably make a special order and just replace the springs because they look pretty worn out. So we'll see if I can do that for a cheap fix to make this thing work right. Well, that's not looking good already. Give her a shot here. Well, there you have it. It was the springs. A little bit extra spring tension. This thing rocks and rolls, it looks like. Not bad for a $150 22. So I have to run a few more mags through it, of course. That's only 44 shots, but I'm pretty happy with it so far. All right, it was pretty interesting to see the improvements in reliability I could squeeze out of this thing. Not bad for a free rifle. I put $20 into the Volquartsen extractor, and I put all of $1.50 into the shims. Honestly, the proper fix is probably just putting new springs in here. However, from what I can tell from the design, the springs are actually getting in there and kind of impeding the cycling of the action. Because yesterday when I was getting a few shots in, you could tell that action was getting gummier and gummier. So the main thing I want to point out is know your weapons. Know how to properly maintain them, clean them, repair them. Know them inside and out. As Garantham says, gosh, wow, that was terrible. As Garantham says, it doesn't matter how cool the gun is if you don't train with it. So just know your weapons inside out, and that's the best advice I can give to you. One more thing I want to mention, a couple charities that are near and dear to my heart and my son. My son's in the Pacific somewhere. He's a Marine on Wounded Warrior Program. So I want to mention Wounded Warrior Program and also the Fisher House. They do a lot of help for Marine families out there, and lots of different veterans, and I can't say enough good things about them. So please go ahead and support them with your money, volunteer work, whatever you can do. All right, I think that's the end of the video. I'm going to wrap it up. Big Chimp Tactical, this is the captain saying goodbye.